Hello, this is Brush Gaming News back for another video 10 years later. But today I'm just going to be doing a video on what I think about the Direct and one of my favourite parts of the Direct that we recently got the other day. So, to start, we get this really shitty game. No one really cares about this. In fact, I don't even know. This is meant to be like a Fire Emblem game. But I heard it was like a alternative, like spin-off kind of thing. But it looks very much like Fire Emblem. And then we got this shit, which is okay, I guess. I'm trying to get to the good parts. Here we go. Yeah. But here we go. Here's the first farming game. So they had a lot of farming games. This is the first one, Harvest Moon. And that's not even it. And then we have the Splatfest, which, I mean, I wasn't expecting one so soon, but it's cool, I guess. I saw someone say their most exciting part of the Direct was the Splatfest, which is very depressing because it's like, we know there was going to be a Splatfest. It was pretty fucking obvious they would have more Splatfests. They're not going to just do one, are they? Why would they only do one? That makes no sense. And here we have another. This isn't exactly a farming game. This is just Octopath Traveler. But, you know, it probably has farming in it. But then we have this shit. Fae Farm. Why do we need these fucking games? I swear they planned to have all the farming games in just a single presentation. Now this is probably my favorite announcement because on the 3DS there was this game and it was very good. It is a very simple, fun rhythm game, and it has a lot of songs. But the problem is they're having these season passes, and the price of the season pass is $100 for this shit, which is about £95 in UK, which is a lot. A lot. That's like fucking FIFA money. That's ridiculous pricing. I mean, what the hell? That's like the game is £50. Why the fuck you £45 for DLC is ridiculous. That is like the same shit they did with Fire Emblem back in the day. It should be like $50 for the game and like $70 for the digital deluxe. I mean, what the hell? No, we've already seen a lot about this game, and I don't really care because I never played the original much. But here we go, another farming game. This one is my favorite farming game, though. This one is a DS game that's being remastered. And you can see it's a DS game because look at those fucking textures. Look at this shit. It looks blurry as hell. Like, they didn't really do a great job on this. They just AI upscaled it to nth degree. Because you could just tell that that has been AI upscaled to the absolute death. I mean, what the fuck? Look at these textures. I mean, could they not have tried a bit more? And then we get... This is why I don't understand this part. It's like, it says new series, but... Like... Rune Factory is a spin-off of Harvest Moon, right? So what would be... So they're gonna do a spin-off of a spin-off? Like, I don't understand. Now, this is cool. They're having a lot of Mario Party games. All the free Mario Parties. And they have a load of other N64 games. But the problem I have is... This is the entire lineup for the next year and a bit. I mean, what the hell? I mean, this is all they're gonna give us for the next year? And they haven't even shown any other Super Nintendo or NES games. I mean, this just pretty much shows how fucking unwilling they are to actually put games out there. Where are all the other games? I mean, how can they have this only, all this? It's like less than 10 games for a whole year. And there's like over 364 games. So they're going to spend like the next 20 years adding them, and then I'll probably just restart the entire thing. So GoldenEye's coming, and they say online play, but the likelihood is it's just going to be the normal online, isn't it? It's not going to be like you'll be able to play with random people. And here we have another farming game, which is Octopath Traveler like. Even has the same fucking title screen. But let's get to good. This game is fucking weird. This game is really fucking weird. Look at this shit. What the hell? What is this? Then we have the big update where you get 2 whole new characters, which don't actually really help the game. And this is the problem with this game, is that they just add, the updates they add aren't actually going to help improve the game. They're just like, they're not, like, you get the 2 characters, but what the fuck are you going to do with them? How is that going to make the game any more fun or different? Like, they all play very similar. This is just complete bullshit, this part. And then they announced the new Mario Kart DLC, which still looks pretty bad. I mean, this looks fine. I mean, the lighting is the bit that makes the game look the best, but the textures and the actual assets look fucking awful, man. I mean, they could really do a lot better with these. But the lighting is still pretty good. It doesn't really match the actual game. Now, this is a really, pretty much sums the whole thing up. I mean, this new Wii Sports game, this Switch Sports, as they add new content, they had to delay it. But all it is just the Wii Sports content. It just says 21 holes from the Wii Sports series, but nothing else. What's the new content? Where's the new content? This is the new content. It's the old content. It's the same fucking content from the old game. And they had to fucking delay it from fall to holiday. It's like, how hard is it to add old content to the game? I mean, you've already made it 15 damn years ago. Well, anyway, he talks about Mario. And then he does a cock tease about Pikmin. And he's like, oh, there's a new Pikmin game, and it's Pikmin Bloom. And then he actually announces, finally, after 15 years, this Pikmin 4. This is the real game. This is what we've all been waiting for. They really did a good one with this one. I mean, we've been waiting so long for this game, and they finally announced it, and they didn't even show any gameplay, but you know what, it doesn't even matter. Because we're finally getting it, I hope, next year. Unless they delay it. Which I hope they don't. Seriously. Please come out next year. And you know, it might even be a launch title for the Switch too. But it seems a bit weird in graphics. I don't think I like it as much as Pikmin 3's graphics, but it does look better, I guess, in terms of technicality. The textures definitely look a lot more clear and detailed. But I don't really like how the overworld looks. I mean, the level design doesn't look exactly that interesting, but maybe it'll be better. I mean, Pikmin 3's levels look a lot more unique. Then we have Just Dance again, 15 years in a row. And then another fucking farming game. Never even played Bayonetta really, so I don't really care much about that, but I will play it eventually. But we're gonna get to the big announcement now. Yeah, this is the big announcement. Cloud games. This is great. I love cloud games. I can't wait to play cloud versions. And the fact they actually put this on the releases page as it's a new game, but it's not a new game, and it's not a game even. It's literally not a thing. It is literally just nothing. Because all it is just cloud games. You could do that by streaming your PC to your fucking Switch. It doesn't actually add anything. Now the problem with this is it's cool, but it's 30 FPS, and they aren't even making it for 60 on PC still. Because it's tied to the PS2 version, which is really stupid, and they really need to fix it, but they won't fix it because they're so crap. They can't even fix the game to make it 60 FPS. Why? This was probably the most confusing announcement to me, because it's like, of all the games to announce, why Return to Dreamland? And the fact they just made the graphics, like, they don't look exactly better, but they look different, and they have this weird shading on them. I don't understand why. Why do they need shading? Because it reminds me a lot of like how Pokemon and Smash Bros. Looked on the 3DS. Where they had these weird shading lines because you couldn't see the screen because of how small it was. You know, this is a Switch game in 720p or even 1080p. Why does it need outlines? I can easily see the characters. And I don't know, but the graphics look very similar to me. Maybe I should just play the game, but they look very similar to me. Because the game was so cartoony to begin with, you couldn't really make it look much better. And this game is also very cartoony, so. But like, of all the games to have a release, why this game? Like, you could have had like other games. There were many other games to port. Like Triple Deluxe and Planet Roboball would have been better, you know? Games that are stuck on the 3DS that can't be played as easily. Anyway, the last big announcement, of course, is the new Zelda game. And they didn't show any gameplay again, and they didn't really show anything of the game, actually. They just had these weird trailers, but from what they showed, it seems to have you collect these tiers, which might be connected to dungeons, who knows? But they probably are actually connected to some kind of dungeon thing. And then they show that you can like easily get up to the towers by this seems like a mechanism, like a Sheikah Slate mechanism that lets you climb things easier, like a hovering kind of thing. And then there's also the bird. But what I was kind of annoyed by is the fact that it's coming out in May, and I was thinking it would come out in March, because that's when the original came out, the first one. And they said spring, and spring is March, so I was kind of expecting that, but you know, it's only 2 months more. So whatever. You know, at least we got a release date, and they still haven't shown any gameplay, so hopefully soon we will get a proper Zelda Direct that actually has, like, proper gameplay and shit, and actually explains what the game is, because we don't really know anything about the game still. We just know vague shit. And it was kind of funny, because they didn't actually show the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess Switch ports. Even though everybody keeps saying, oh, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and it's still not happened, and I really don't care because I have it on the Wii U. There is no need to port the games again, because we have them on 3 different systems. There are other Zelda games that are only on like 1 system, like Link Between Worlds, that need to be ported to the Switch because they were only on one other system. Why do we need this one? And what about the Oracle games or Minish Cap? Games that are on like Game Boy and haven't aged that well because they're on these tiny screens that had to be made for those tiny screens. I mean, Link's Awakening, despite how weirdly made it was and how it's very small and it costs $60, but you know, that game is a lot better on the Switch than it is on the freaking Game Boy because of how much easier it is to play, because of the bigger real estate. The bigger screen just makes it so much better, and the fact you have multiple buttons, and the fact that a lot of the items are made on that buttons, are made on additional buttons. It's just a lot better. So instead of Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, they should have freaking Minish Cap or the Oracle games, or Link Between Worlds. But I think honestly, beside my bias for that game, Minish Cap or Oracle games are definitely a better fit, since they are not as well aged as Link Between Worlds has aged. But anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. And bye.